We can open it up to the board.
Actually, and before we get into this vote, I think because there seems to be, and I hope everyone's still listening who had a comment, a lot of misinformation relating to what our role is and how we vote, and in this particular case as well. Now, this goes to me beyond this particular case, the agenda item, but this particular case as well. And I would ask our counsel, Ms. Baker, what is our mission and what's our authority?
So the ordinance spells out the purpose of PERA. It gives the scope of authority, which is to create and implement community outreach, to review police department policies and training procedures, and to receive complaints of alleged officers' misconduct. The ordinance then spells out a procedure for which the board would review those types of complaints, which there's a number of options. It could be mediated, it could go to a formal hearing, but at the end of the investigation process, the PERA board is charged with providing the police department with a recommendation of discipline. So it says that within 30 days of the completion of an evidentiary hearing, the PERA board would give a recommendation of discipline to the chief of police, which would be based on a disciplinary matrix that both PERA and the chief of police would agree upon. And so that is the role of PERA, policies, procedures, receiving complaints, and then ultimately providing a recommendation on discipline to the police department.
Thank you. Now, and again, I was not going to get into this, but since my name and other people's names have been invoked with a lot of misinformation, I feel compelled at this point to speak on this. And this situation is very simple. In this particular case right now, just because I hear people talking about this is not a matter of anyone on the board wanting to release a video. This is about following the rules that we are given. And there was a representative who said that. In this particular case, and again, according to our bylaws, we cannot release what's determined to be confidential information. This particular video was subpoenaed from the Providence Police Department under one particular guise of what we needed it for. Now, the issue came up about, well, we should release it. The discussion was had, I don't think we can release it because it's confidential information that we obtained by a subpoena. This is not, a lot of people have referenced a George Floyd video. That was some individual person taking the video on the street. That was their video. They could post it. Maybe they did post it first. I don't know. But that's not what this video was. It was obtained through a subpoena. Now, the issue after that was there might be some other liabilities to the board if we release this video because there's an issue. So what we should do is not release it and get an opinion through the city solicitor's office, and which is something that all the other city departments do. The opinion letter is not just it's our opinion. It's almost like saying, since it's not in court, to get a court opinion or an opinion from a legal source that represents you as a city department as to can we release this or not, or is there going to be an issue if we do? We got word back saying you can't release it. So then that's when our executive director said, I'm going to release it anyway. That's what this issue comes down to. It doesn't come to anyone's desire to release the videotape. We all have children. I don't care who you are, white, black, green, brown, or anything else. We all have encountered the police, and, you know, we all have that, I guess most of us, or some of us, not very good interactions with them. It has nothing to do with that. What it has to do with, in my opinion, is if we're going to hold someone accountable for following the rules, we cannot disregard our rules whenever we just simply feel like it. And again, this isn't a matter of trying to keep something from someone. It's not a matter of I want to protect anybody. It's doing our particular job as we are tasked to do it, and to be able to, with clean hands, hold someone else accountable for not doing it. The ramifications of not following the rules that were put in place for us is that this board will be disbanded. Now, I understand people's outrage about that. Oh, I think they should show it. Okay, I'm not necessarily saying that I disagree with that. But if you want that rule changed, go out to the and find, whether it's a city council, whomever, whatever venue you're talking about, go ahead and make the changes to the rules. Don't try to encourage or threaten or whatever someone else to break their rules and their oaths that we took to do something. That's not appropriate. So this particular situation here isn't about, I think what he did was right. Maybe you do. But the point is, we have to follow certain guidelines. We have to adhere, everyone, not only the board, but anyone who works to assist the board, the bylaws and everything as they are written, period. And if you don't do that, as our council told us, you are subject to be fired. Either you're on or you're off. So I believe in this particular case, where everyone's saying that this is a matter of you're not with the community. No. I think people are very mistaken about that. If we keep violating our own rules, that's when you put PERA in jeopardy. That's when someone can turn around and say, hey, you know what? These guys are releasing confidential information hand over fist. We got to disband it. It's not right. It's not this. It's not that. Even the Attorney General's office sought out an opinion from the Supreme Court regarding releasing that video. That's the process. That's the procedure. Right or wrong. If people don't like it, again, you can try to get that rule changed. But it's all working within the rules, so then we can hold someone accountable for breaking their own. That's the whole. So I'm trying to just bring this back down to what the issue is. It's not this particular person. It can be any issue. The fact of the matter is, we have to do what we're trying to hold other people accountable to do. And if we don't do that, then we failed right out of the gate. And I think, and I've said this before, that this board and this mission is too important to simply do that. Thank you.